Is this the chart?
I'm freaking muted. All right, we're live, gentlemen. This is the chart. MEXC trading on pump is live.
Put on the 1 sec. Can you even do 1 second on MEXC?
1 minute. Let's see. I'm on the 5-day now. Hold on. No, they only have 1 minute. Let's go 1 minute.
Pull up. Let me get the deck screener out. Should we do an introduction or are we just raw dog in the 1 second?
The 1 second would be crazy. Hold on. I've got KuCoin as well. Let me see if I can get on the 1 minute.
Guys, this one is actually a pretty special episode. So we're just gonna watch Danny get liquidated.
No, I'm safe here. All right, so maybe just to open things up, Pump trading live now on centralized exchanges. I think Ryan, you mentioned it's live on chain as well, transferable, trading on Jupe or not yet?
I can't tell.
You can't tell. We need to find out. We're monitoring the situation currently. Hyperliquid is, I'm on the 1 minute, still at 5.5, so above. Okay, yeah, I mean relatively close here though, I guess is what's interesting, right? The Hyperliquid market was at 6 billion or so for the past few days. Everything seems pretty much converged around this like mid 5 billion FDV kind of implied valuation right now across all these venues. I don't have like the Binance pre-market open as well, but I think it's should be in a similar range. What do we think, fellows? Big wicks incoming.
It's live on chain. I can transfer it. Can you transfer to me? Holy fuck, it's the go. Daniel Smith, active addresses with regard to pump.fun. Let's speak about this.
Let's get Sharples in here. Let me ping him.
I will note that the hype market was up at 6 before these markets went live and has corrected downward to catch them in the mid 5 ballpark.
All right, there we go. I got the 1 second though.
Do you? Yeah, pull it up.
I gotta remove you, bud. Present or invite. There we go. Okay.
Being told it's live on chain and can transfer it, so trading should be open.
This one has, I don't know if this one has the most liquidity.
Have you just tried to buy it?
Huh?
Just try to buy it.
I don't have any money on Solana. I sold all my Solana for Hyperliquid.
A DWF Labs address received 2.5 billion pump tokens.
Holy fuck, they're gonna scam it up.
Ooh, I wonder if the Cybele we found kept their tokens or not. I can look into that.
Yeah, check that account. That'd be interesting. Or I guess.
Yeah.
Guys, can I say something? The 1 second is actually not very useful. Surprise. Can I just say something? It is not very useful at all.
Let me try to see if it works.
I wish I could open all of these charts in one chart. You know what I'm saying?
Like a trading view style?
Yeah, I want to see like all 4 of them next to each other.
I got kind of snippy with
you?
Yano. Do you think he'll get upset?
Where do I see? Here's the volume. Who's doing more volume? MEXC's done 4 million in USD volume. KuCoin's done 3 million in USD volume.
Dude, just pull up the Hyperliquid chart. These are all useless. There's only one application to trade on. Because we at least get some price history, right? Like,
yeah, it works. It works.
I have it here. You want this?
Yeah, perfect.
I'm on the 1 minute. See, so you can see here, like at 12:58 before it went live, it was up at 6 and then corrected down towards the prices where the exchanges are trading at.
I randomly spot checked like a couple of the early trades, and it looks like it launched really close to 6.
Interesting. Okay.
Dude, Shonda's getting liquidated.
Like with very small size or what, Dan?
Oh, it's all
Sorry, say that again.
You said you checked the early trades and it was at 6.
Yeah, I mean they're like $100 trades.
That's what I meant. Like no size, basically.
No, I'll try to find the largest trade here. It's a $1,300 trade, but yeah, it looks like it's roughly that.
I think people think I'm leveraged because Riley just messaged me asking me if I'm okay.
Let me check that account though. The 8888F, who cycled 500 wallets for $400 each for $200K in total, which seemed like a lot of effort to get the exact same amount of tokens.
It doesn't. Yeah. It still doesn't make sense unless they have some kind of, or they're just gambling on some kind of benefit for airdrop. Yeah.
They did like a really poor job trying to hide it, but it's definitely possible.
Sometimes you don't really need to. Yeah. It's funny because sometimes you get like, who was it? Like the Layer 0 team. And they're like, we're going to search your houses and your mothers and your wives and your children's closets and look for all of the Sybil addresses. And then you get other teams where it's like, yeah, we put a weak geoblock on the website. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, this wallet's moving tokens.
Oh, wow. But the hype market is moving. We're back up at 6, gentlemen.
Very good.
We've
Okay.
eaten up.
What do we actually expect here? Like, Ryan, I know we meme around and we say 12 bill by end of week, but can we speak freely?
Ryan's serious.
I think there's a meaningful probability that it closes the week above 10 billion, and even today.
If it closes at above 10 billion today, you will be invited to my wedding.
I didn't think that. I thought I was just going, so it's nice to know
That's funny.
that I got to work for it.
30 million liquidity on Solana is interesting.
It's the Cyber has aggregated all of its pub tokens into its single address, and its 200K participation is now worth about 260K.
Okay.
But again, it could have just done this with a single address, but it's kind of funny.
It feels like that probably wasn't. Well, no, I guess if they have all this infra set up, it's clearly got to be worth it for them, right?
It would have been fairly effortless. You're spending gas to facilitate somewhere on. So there's 500 wallets. They had to send SOL, send USDC, deposit into the ICO, and then send back. So it's 2,000 transactions. I mean, that's pretty negligible in terms of cost to run this. And they already had the infrastructure set up. So I don't know.
Okay, well, fucking Riley's idiotic because now I'm break even. I'm gonna bully him.
It's. What, can I see the order book on here? Oh, I can. Why is it not up above?
It's you need to be logged in. You're based in the US, so you can't actually see.
Dude, I don't want to be logged in. Just show me the order book.
It's
You
down.
don't need to log in. You don't
Scroll down. Should I just pull it up? Here.
Yeah, I want the order book next to the chart. Do
Yeah,
that for me.
Like,
Because
he's treating me like fucking. We gave him the podcast hot seat. Now he's treating me like I'm. Who's Joe Rogan's guy? You know who I'm talking about?
yeah. Hey,
Whatever.
Jamie. Hey, Jamie, pull it up.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Well, normally I use Axiom, but that's on my laptop, so I don't want to go do
Jamie
that.
lives a good life. It's not a bad person to be.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro, he's getting paid. Let's be real. What was Rogan's contract with Spotify? Like 9 figures? He's doing all right.
Wait, what is it on chain? Because I think it might be 0.52.
Jupe, it's at 5.8 right now.
5.8.
So
I'm looking at KuCoin 5.9, MEXC 5.7. Hyperliquid it's more expensive than everywhere else right now.
You know what that is? That's the leverage.
Every chart is like up and to the
right.
right now, though. They're all just up.
Not a lot of liquidity on chain though. Dog shit.
Really? It's
30 million?
Dude, imagine the size Ryan Connor is slinging if he says 30 million.
Not enough for Ryan to get in. The order books, hold on, let's see. What kind of size do these guys have in the order books? Why is the total, show me it in dollar.
Okay. All right, we should probably talk about something semi-meaningful. Are we ready?
Okay. Just keep the screen.
Keep it up though. I want to know what's happening.
When we do that, like I get really distracted.
Jamie, keep it up.
Keep it up, Jamie. Wait, that's not the 1 minute chart.
Dude, oh my god.
I want to see the candles, Bach.
All right,
There you go. That's what we needed. See, look at that.
Dude, I'm about to make Ryan Connor puke. Are you ready?
What are you doing?
Ryan, thoughts on this?
Mm.
It's legit breaking out. You have to admit that it is breaking out. Do you see? Look at this. Bam. Holy shit. This...
It made a little bit of a wedge, and now it's breaking out.
Is there like an AI like TA tool yet that will?
Well, there is. There's a million of them, but it doesn't. The thing is, AI will never be able to do this.
You can send chart pictures into like O3, and it'll tell you what it thinks.
Really? That's hilarious.
Yeah, you just tell it to analyze the chart and like, you know, explain key levels and like, hey, should I long or short here? And it'll tell you what it thinks.
Interesting. Phantom now has regional gates on their perps product on their wallet. I didn't know. I don't know if that's new or if they've always had that since launch.
I'm not sure because you're right, because I didn't try when they first released it. I saw I had the perp option, but I didn't try to like add money to it. And when I tried the other day, I noticed that it was geo restricted. So it may have been from the beginning.
Is Jacob coming down, or are we stuck with you?
You're stuck with me.
Did you find out if that address is still holding? All those addresses are still holding that Sybil amount?
Yeah, I just tweeted it out. So you can get the ad. You kind of have to click through the thread. Like I quote tweeted Jacob initially and then quote tweeted myself most recently. But here, I'll ping you the address in the chat. If you want to pull that up.
Oh yeah, can you pull up my tweet?
Can I?
No, I literally sent the. Oh, I just sent it. Whatever. I put that in the show.
I want to pull this one up on screen. Bach, show us how the liquidation feature works.
The fucking Zom's bullying me as well.
Oh, he put the address in the YouTube chat. That's amazing.
All right, let's there we go. I'm gonna run over this. I think we can show this. I can show the Pump Fun ICO dashboard, right?
Yeah. Pull it up.
Yeah, for sure. We're working on a token one as well, just to give more insight into what's happening with the token. But
do you want to run over it, or should I run over it?
You can go through it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I'm happy to add color as needed, though.
Okay, well, I was hoping you would run over it because I feel like I'm going to embarrass myself. But I'm happy to run over it. This is the first time I'm taking a look, to the dear listeners. So I got 500 in the pump. Should I hold? Good luck, bro. Let's continue. ICO participant summary. Yes. So, Dan, did you check? So this thing is cooked, right? It says 3,000 addresses between 100 and 1K. This is the one where that address matters. Where it's
scroll down to there's like a Sankey diagram of the distribution here. So yeah, see this top piece here? It's like roughly, I don't know, 20% of the known addresses. 500 of those are from a single wallet.
Oh wow!
And so it's, I mean, I think there's 10,000 and change that participated in total. 500 were this one Sybil. I don't know. It's not like a huge amount by any means. It's just kind of interesting.
Well, how do you think so does that mean that this account did 500 different KYC accounts?
Yeah, I mean, it looking at the history. So the 500 addresses had all previously been used for two other events. Let's call them. One was so there's a token called Arctic. It was launched by this like team called IBX Exchange. and ended up being like a pre-sale scam that's down 99% and was somehow attached to Orderly Network. It sounds like IBX was working with Orderly, and Orderly tried to like promote this as like a way to get some marketing around what they're building, and it totally ended up backfiring. But nonetheless, this account, these 500 accounts that are all controlled by the same individual or entity, was able to basically farm that with the same wallet cluster. So that was event number one. Event number two was this other token called like Wukong. I'm not sure if it was a pre-sale. It doesn't appear to be. It looked like they did some holder count spoofing on this. Back in the day, this was about 8 months ago. Everybody was trading on the number of holders the token had.
Wait, are you not still doing that?
No, and I recommend you don't. But yeah, so this cluster has been active in like spoofing stuff before, which I think is probably the most interesting. You think if you really weren't trying to be, or if you're trying to not get caught, like one, you would not use address with history because now it's very clear what your intent is. But two, you would also not use one single source like wallet. Like, it's pretty easy to cluster those together. But the other side of it is because there is history on these accounts, they look real at a very quick first glance. So maybe that was the intent there, or it's just like a low effort. In totality, this one entity participated with 200 grand. So $400 split across 500 wallets, 200 grand. And the max limit was 1 million. So you could have just done it under one. So they must have, the only motive there is you were trying to, maybe there was a subsequent airdrop to users or small retail users that were participating in the ICO. I think that's like the only angle you could kind of concoct here. Shout out to Not a Wizard for proposing that one.
Yeah, I think that I talked about, so we did a pod earlier today as well, where we talked about this exact same thing. And my take was that, I don't know if you remember this, but on Ethereum, so there used to be like airdrops for participants in specific events. I wonder if they're trying to set up a wallet, like I guess 200 wallets, so whatever the number is.
Yeah, so you mean like subsequent projects were like, oh, I want to target, pump fund users. Like if you participate in the ICO, you care enough, so like I want to airdrop you kind of thing. That's a good angle. I hadn't thought about that either. That's definitely a good one.
Yeah, and then I guess $537 medium pump purchase. Is this ignoring those cooked wallets, or does this include those wallets? It includes.
I can double check real quick, but most likely that is including them. It's probably marginally higher. There is a large enough participation that this cluster probably doesn't make a massive impact, but I can rerun that and check in a second.
And the unique addresses, is that unique users or unique wallets?
Wallets. So there's no clustering involved in that. So the 500 will count as 500.
Okay.
Yeah, you could do. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, if you scroll down to that Sankey again, what's also interesting about this is the reason why this got built out is to see like where funds were coming from. Yeah. So it's pretty cool, right? Like a lot of funding came from wallets that already were on Solana. So they just swapped through a DEX, probably sold Sol. And then a lot of came like through bridges and sexes, which is also what you'd expect. But that's also why like now that infrastructure is so good, right? It's very easy to come from anywhere. You have funds on Arbitrum. It's very low effort. Like, I mean, relatively speaking, relative to like, let's say 2 years ago to get from chain A to chain B. So I think that's kind of interesting where it's like, everyone was like, oh, everyone's going to sell Sol to buy this. Like you could very easily sell ETH on an L2 and use that as your source of funds as well. And we did see some of that through these bridges as well.
Yeah, I imagine all of the exchanges are selling on another chain and then bridging it over to, or I guess it could also be washing Solana wallets so that people aren't.
Yeah, you could have done some of that. I agree with both takes, right? Like I use Coinbase as a bridge pretty frequently sometimes if I'm just, have a wallet I'm trying to like deprecate anyways and like I put it back through Coinbase and then spit it out in a new wallet.
Yeah, I was pretty wrong. I mean, you can see that clearly, like people sold Radium, like I guess Solana and Solana related assets on Radium, SolFi, and Jupiter RFQ. But in general, I think I was pretty wrong about how much of a liquidity vacuum it would create on Solana, because that was my main argument. And I assume that's also what you guys were trying to look at with this Sankey, right? Like where the assets are coming from. And then I didn't do a good job. I failed.
And then I guess last caveat here is this is specific to the on-chain ICO. So you could participate through centralized exchanges, but we just don't have that data on hand.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What's the funding on
I guess.
Hyperliquid?
It's like barely positive now still.
Can you see my screen? It's 0.33% annualized.
Interesting.
It's like trending like near zero.
This, honestly, I thought this was going to be a lot clearer of a go up and up and up, as opposed to what it is right now. I guess it has also been only 21 minutes. So.
The seems like it's gonna take some time to like settle this dislocation between the hype markets and the others.
I think it's trading the same price on chain though. I think it's just market determining higher or lower at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like, I mean, we're like very nearly converged across venues.
Let me check out.
Not insane volume yet either.
What do you think they do for the airdrop if that's the direction they go?
I think they'll airdrop. I think they're probably gonna do streamer rewards. I don't think they'll airdrop. I think they got token buy-in from retail or public or whatever you want to call it for the ICO, so I don't think they're gonna be interested in doing an airdrop.
I think that's the most likely path. It's going to be focused on growth initiatives. Like we were saying before, we think that they're a pretty shrewd team with the capital allocation. They don't seem to waste money, and they don't have to. So it's like, where do you deploy capital? You deploy it into your growth. So they're not going to do retroactive like airdrops to users. It's going to be forward-looking.
Well, I might be wrong. Sorry. I saw a poly market chart, but then I realized it's 500,000 volume, so you can't really trust that.
What was it? Now you got to stir the pot anyway.
July 31 airdrop 60%, but on 500K volume, which is it.
Say that again.
What is it?
July airdrop by July 31st. 60% chance.
60%. That's 2 weeks.
But it's only 500K volume.
This is just whether or not they do an airdrop.
This is when they airdrop by.
Interesting.
60% is interesting. It makes me feel like someone knows something.
Yeah, but what, like, if I put 5K into that, how far do I
Yeah.
move the market? Like, usually these mean nothing to me. Like, what's like an amount of money where it would be reasonable to like trade this with inside info, and then how much do you push the price?
What is it, Ryan?
You guys are using Kalshi or Polymarket?
Polymarket.
Poly.
I don't think I've ever opened Kalshi.
Kalshi app is actually pretty good.
What's their market selection like?
I haven't really poked around outside of the Joey Chestnut. July.
I feel like it's pretty similar. Sorry, I feel like listings velocity is equally as important there as it is on centralized exchange and perps venues alike. Like you need to get the markets people want.
They don't have any pump fund markets.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they're not crypto native at all, right? This is by you might find this interesting, Daniel. This is from, do you know Adjacent? Do you know Xerox Perp?
On Twitter, but not like beyond that.
He built out this thing called Adjacent, and they do basically like they do data.adjacent.news, and they track betting platforms and odds, and they present it similar to news.
That's
That
cool.
makes sense. Let me see. There we go. And this is like this is the pump fun one, and they like track the. I think usually they aggregate stuff. It's just it's not loading, so it's not going to be a good ad for them. But usually they track multiple markets and they aggregate them together, so it's pretty interesting. But this one was just one market, so it didn't make a lot of sense.
Interesting. That's cool.
Okay, I feel like the vibes are very low. I think it's because the market isn't going up.
What are we at?
It's at 6 on Hyperliquid.
I mean, the
5.
most boring outcome is the markets were extremely efficient, and the six price range is where the market's going to price it for the next couple of weeks.
Can you imagine Ryan?
That would be
Buck?
very boring.
He's going to kill me.
It would make me the sole winner of a bet that won't go live until Thursday. Chat will find out later.
I'm pretty
interesting.
disappointed. When I picked the token, it went up straight in a line for a week, and then it stopped, and then it went up straight in a line for another week, and then it stopped. When you pick the token, it hasn't done anything for 27 minutes. I wish it'd go down a bit. I wish it'd go down so that I could be stressed out. I want to get liquidated, and they just won't give it to me.
Well, it went down initially.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. This is, some volatility going on here. We went from 6 to 5.5 to 6.5. People are kind of deciding. The market is deciding. The all-knowing market.
I kind of regret buying it on perps because I could have just shipped it in on launch for like 20% lower. I was too lazy to close my perps and bring it over.
Damn, BMNR is up again today. I was really hoping this thing got to like the 30s. Mortgage the house, fucking ship it in. Tom Lee can sing songs.
You love this guy, man.
Dude, he can sell a dream. I said it the other day, but like Joe Lubin can't motivate a fish to swim, but dude, Tom Lee, he's got the sauce. He can. None of it, well, not none of it, but a lot of it you can poke holes in pretty quickly. But who's going to spend the time to do that?
He's and we said it on the other app that he has a new audience. Retirees in Florida who are watching CNBC. They're going to be crypto pilled.
Your friend's dads that text you, yeah, that's who Tom Lee's talking to, and he's
like talk about stocks like for like 25% of the family gathering, and they like buy the ones with like super high dividends. They like buy call option strategy ETFs and like don't understand why it pays the high dividend. They just know that they get account in their they get a dividend every month.
That's all that matters. All right, I got to hop. I got a call I got to jump to, but I'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll wait for you, sir.
I removed them. All right, now we can actually have some fun.
I had a limit or in at 4. On-chain price got to 4.2. Terrible.
Jeez.
You have a limit order on Jupiter?
I did, yeah.
For the super, like, I don't know how well they do when it wicks super hard on chain, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, if you're competing with a lot of high fee paying snipes, you're probably going to miss.
oh wow, Pump Spot is live on Hyperliquid.
Oh, it wicked.
And do you remember when we had that fight? Our only fight we've ever had? Well, that's not true.
Who, me and you, or you and Danny?
Me and you. I've never fought with Danny.
We fought?
We fought. You said that Hype would never do well because it wouldn't ever get a... Well, you didn't say that. That's wrong. That's clearly wrong. But we said that there was a cap because the asset non-hyperliquid assets would never come on hyperliquid. You didn't say that, to be fair. You said we didn't know when it was going to happen, and it came on.
I don't remember this.
Very convenient.
You know what? I say a lot of things. You have to have a lot of takes.
Oh, that's true.
Having a lot of takes is really hard. You start to lose track.
No, this is one. Oh, that's not right.
What did you do?
I don't know. No, but that's very true, and I have that as well. I found that sometimes I just say stuff on the podcast without actually believing in it. Does this happen to you, Danny?
Saying things you don't believe in just to say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the other thing I do is like
I just straight up lie as well.
sometimes I might feel a certain way, but I don't know. Like I hedge certain things, or I'll play devil's advocate just to provide a balanced view for the episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, what do we have? We've got some content here. Hold on, I'm getting breaking news that we have some content. Oh, this is actually wild.
What is it?
Surely we have to do a little bit of a flippening here. I think the market's missing this one right now, huh? Pump below bonk. This just in, breaking news.
That's very silly, no?
Yup. Ryan Connor said it first, fellas. It's pretty silly. That means it's going much higher.
We call that a free flip where I'm from. More news coming in.
The news is just a producer sending us Twitter.
A bonk guy is weighing in saying, actually, I do want to share this. This is funny. Bonk guy weighing in saying, bonk looks good here. I wonder why bonk guy might be saying that. Either way. Is bonk up on the listing? This would be interesting, actually.
It's pretty. I mean, thinking of like the history of competition in crypto, the bonk, kind of like, it's not a vampire attack, but let's call it a vampire attack on pump volumes. I mean, they clearly planned it for this moment, right? Like it's pretty coordinated and well thought out. And I can't think of another time in crypto where I saw something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Radium and Pump is also a pretty clear one there. It's like the original when Radium launched it. I think they probably built it out months before, and it was like they just waited until it happened and then they went live.
The only more interesting competitive move I can think of is CZ and FTX.
Dude,
he's so far out of it.
I don't think we can talk about CZ. CZ is probably the only person that I don't want to talk about.
That
also Paulo.
That feels a wait. CZ and FTX. You mean like when he tried to?
He didn't try to do anything. Let's not say that. He didn't do anything.
I think that's a little. It's a little different though, right?
Yes, it definitely.
Oh, this is a good question from Westy. What do you guys think about CZ launching his own Launchpad today, of all days?
Look, there's this Kobe tweet from
obvious motivations
2 years ago that said that CZ is probably the most competitive man in crypto, and I very strongly believe that. Like Binance was the most dominant exchange, and it still is the most dominant exchange. I can't imagine that CZ got to where he is by not being competitive. So I don't like. I think it's pretty on brand for Binance and CZ, right? Like to try and compete on all fronts as much as possible. I'm not sure if it will do well. I like Danny, you have a better say on BSC than I do, but I'm not sure. Like they tried with Broccoli, they tried after that as well, and before that, it just doesn't seem to be working out that well for them at this point. I'm sure it can, but I don't know. What do you think?
What do you mean not working out well?
Well, are they doing well on the volumes and fees and Launchpad front? I don't know. I don't track it at all, so I'm like probably very off base.
Let me pull it up again. They had been for a while though. Yes, like 4meme was one of the few Launchpads that actually had any staying power other than Pump.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah. And they're competing with 4meme now?
Yeah, I don't actually know.
Big-
I mean, do we have the details on this like release of Binance's on Launchpad?
Let's ask our very own Jamie.
I know. I just saw the headline, but I don't know if they're like gonna, because they could just tap for meme in the background.
Pump just whipped down to 5 on chain.
Yeah, I'm going to kill. I think they liquidated Shonda.
Holy, they're trying to liquidate me out here. Don't let them do it, guys.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't
Dude,
say that.
we're not moving the market on a $5 billion asset.
You don't know that. Well, apparently, we moved the market on ETH and Solana.
Dude.
So.
Hey, if any whales want to move the market with their 100 million and make me profitable, go ahead. I just don't think we got the sway over that capital.
Let me see this. I don't know. Pump doesn't look great. I think it was a failed experiment. I think unironically I was right. I'm trying to bottom it so hard and it's just not working. I think the failed experiment going to 0.
Let me pull up. Oh, wait. Is this not updated? Have we not updated? Our BNB stuff stops at June 30, so I don't have fresh data.
Don't say that on the pod, man. It's updated, guys. Be a subscriber.
No, this is my request to Sharples to get this updated.
They are launching. No, Ryan, you're right. It is together with 4meme. Well,
Aha!
there
It is. Well, up until the end of the month, 4meme was absolutely killing it. They were knocking it out of the park. Like, they had $1.5 billion in volume on June 30th on the Launchpad. I mean, they were doing like regularly $1 billion in volume every day for like the back half of June, which is kind of absurd.
Wow.
And I mean, we can say whatever we want about farming activity on PancakeSwap, for example, with the Binance Alpha campaigns. But when you're on the Launchpad, you're paying the 1% fee or what have you. So I'm taking a look at their coins. They're actually doing. There's a 4meme trading competition. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard to have a really clear picture, Bach, while Binance and the BNB guys do all these trading campaigns and stuff. Because some of the activity is incentivized.
Should we start taking questions from the comments so that we have something to talk about?
Yeah. Yeah, you want to start with Ian here?
Thoughts on Launchcoin?
We talked about this off the air.
Brian will have better thoughts on Launchcoin. Ryan, do you want to share some of your thoughts on Believe and net new assets?
I think, I mean, what's the data show on Believe? I'm just interested. I know that they had a kind of big unveil and now it's kind of leveled off, but I don't think it's a short-term thing.
What would you say is the time?
More of a long-term story if you're trying to onboard actual founders.
That's fair.
I'm trying to find.
Next question. We're taking questions. I don't know how to do the question section.
Bach, what NFTs do you like?
I don't like any NFTs anymore. I have a Milady.
Wow.
I have some Miladies. I have some puppets. That's it. I got cooked on puppets.
I heard Miladies were the bored ape of this cycle. True?
Who?
I heard Miladies were the board ape of this cycle.
I mean, they went up quite a bit, so I still made money on them, but it's like a stupid thing to hold down. You ever like look at an asset and like you hold it down and you're like, why the fuck did I hold this down? Like, I should have just sold it.
How many Miladies are there?
In total,
Yeah.
10,000.
How many do you have?
Why would we do this right now on the pod? How is this relevant?
He owns 10% of the supply, Ryan. Let's be real.
1,000 Miladies. No, but it was just like stupid to hold it down. It's one of those things you can't bring up to regular people.
Yeah, no shit.
Look at your position right now. I'm very safe here. I feel comfy.
You feel safe
personally.
because usually people who feel very safe in a position have to keep repeating that they feel very safe.
They are coming after my position. They're hunting my stops. I don't know. Price hanging out. Not.
Dude, Launchcoin also looks ass. Everything looks ass, guys.
Well, it is interesting the timing here. Like Bitcoin was kind of like trending up early in the morning, and it's been headed back down the past few hours.
Can I just say something? I'm really sorry about this. Like, realistically, he can't win this, right? Like, I'm not closing this position.
What does it say? Finish the year? What did he say? Finish the year below the?
Yeah, he said finish the year before the amount they raised, or below the amount they raised.
Below the amount they raised?
That was what he said. Yeah.
Are you sure? Let's see what it is.
He made a tweet. It was like they'll finish the year at an FDV below the amount that they raised.
This is my favorite interaction. We'll put 1 mil on that classic.
James Kristoff tried to strike a deal in the 0x Research Telegram and was unsuccessful. So,
dude, James Kristoff was begging for a 5-to-1 deal. He was literally like fucking begging him. Who did
Kristoff on this right now?
I don't think he's free. He has a day job.
I'm asking him. We'll see. We need to get some motion in here, and James has he's got the right idea. Oh, he cannot today. It's unfortunate for all involved.
Yeah, that sucks. Let's do this.
What are your thoughts?
Ryan Connor, let's get thoughts on Hyperliquid from you.
Thoughts on Hyperliquid? I like that everyone likes Hyperliquid at this point.
Fantastic.
And it makes it interesting to bet against it at this juncture or bet on a competitor, because universally everyone's saying the same thing. So you kind of want to fade those moments in markets. And I'm exploring a bear take on Hype, but I don't know if I feel convicted in it yet. I don't know enough.
Okay. Now, when you say everyone, Danny, with no offense, do you own Hyperliquid?
No.
Ryan, do you own Hyperliquid?
No.
Okay. So 67% of this large data set doesn't own Hyperliquid.
This large data set. Chat, clip that.
Of this statistically significant sample.
Yeah.
0% own it. Yeah, no, it's interesting when that happens in markets, and I don't think that we'd recommend a formal short or anything. But if the valuation were to get very excited with competition coming online, or just other tokens overlooked in that space, I think that it'd be interesting to take the other side at this point.
I think that's fair. I think that's
But it's
fair.
not. It's not today.
Yeah. Also, like we've historically been very, very bullish Hyperliquid. Like starting from $3-4, we wrote our first bull Hyperliquid post.
Yeah, you've been ahead on it. Carolina was early on it.
Carolina was much earlier than I was.
Yeah, at any, I mean, if we, you've played it very well for our subs, but it's always good to start thinking about, how the opposite thing could happen. Your note on the, that was kind of bullish hype, kind of bearish soul from a fundamental perspective, and it ended up being right, more or less.
Way too late. Like 2 weeks later, they launched Trump Coin on Solana. It made the most money it ever has, but afterwards, it did dwindle down.
Somewhat, yeah. It's hard. I mean, it's like, yes, it did, but did it in a meaningful way? Like, I don't know. It's hard to call tops on things.
Yeah, it is.
But I think you're getting to a point. You're getting to a point where you just want to think about it. I think you could see like a melt up in hype, and if you get a melt up in hype and it runs far away from where it should be, like when it hit 35 the first time, like, I mean, we had this conversation. Like, that was like, we were all bearish internally on it. We didn't write a note. We were pretty bearish on it internally.
Just I was not, and I held it down like 50%. So like, just FYI, I was wrong back then.
Yeah.
Just really knows.
But I think, look, I mean, you're hearing whispers about, so like, and this is what I was saying in the 0x research chat this morning. Like, you're hearing whispers about, Solana upgrades coming in the back half of the year that could, make Hyperliquid style perps possible. So what does that do to an ecosystem that already has a bunch of capital in it and has like a devout and like enthusiastic fan base in the context of a Hyperliquid thing? Or in the context of Hyperliquid, I don't know, in my view, like really not advancing to where it needs to kind of run away with things. Like if Hypercore were like a meaningful, like had a meaningful built out ecosystem yet, I don't think that would matter that much. But I think it matters given the context that Hypercore isn't like really accelerating. So, yeah, look, I mean, I know you guys are going to hate this, but drift volumes are at all-time highs.
Oh, I hate this. I literally hate this. Like, I don't hate any of
They're at all-time highs. They're leading perp decks on Solana. Jupiter kind of volume has really come down. So what's that say for a drift token relative to Hyperliquid token when all the degen attention is on Hyperliquid and everyone universally hates drift? Like, I like that setup.
I don't know.
Yes, I have used Drift Westy, but that doesn't matter, right? What matters is the forward-looking thing where Drift where Solana becomes useful for market makers and the Solana blockchain can handle Hyperliquid style like throughput. If they can actually achieve that, it makes for interesting competition.
I don't know. Let's see. I don't hate the take of potentially drift playing catch up. I hate the take of saying Hyperliquid is not going to do well going forward, and I think that's because
what? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I don't hate the take of drift playing catch up. I'm still interested in Hyperliquid as a token and ecosystem, but I mean the pie is pretty big. I mean, just this morning we were talking about Launchpads and how many there will be. Like, there's clearly space for 3 or 4, and for different products to excel at different things. I do think that probably the Phantom integration must have thrown. Like, the Drift team can take that in 2 ways. Like it can just keep doing what it is, or it can realize like, look, like because the Jupiter thing is kind of easy. Like, you can always brush it off by saying they offer free markets. It's for unsophisticated traders. It's like we're not really competing with it, whatever. But like I think Phantom Hyperliquid, if you're Drift, you realize that I've never been a huge like fan of this idea that like Solana needs to have its own perp stacks. Like, I think if Solana can offer Solana users a perp stacks, that's great. But like if Phantom can offer something, it's the same thing though. So I think if you're Drift, you have to realize like, look, I might like Jupiter wasn't a serious competitor, but Hyperliquid could be. So like if they get the fire lit up under them and they can build some stuff out, Solana goes well, the upgrades, then sure.
I think the revenue numbers for let's go.
We've got a top holder of Pump joining in. How you doing, James?
I'm back from being liquidated.
No,
Damn.
Just reloaded the perps account.
You actually got liquidated?
No, I didn't. I was just like tooling around with like the 3x leverage on Phantom. I wasn't really trading all that much.
I like what you're saying though, Ryan, from the perspective of like, I understand what you mean that you want to be able to take like a contrarian bet. And I think that makes a lot of sense. I feel like when you look back to like Solana a year and a half ago, that's very much what that was. I think it's something similar to Hyperliquid that gives me those feelings that you're talking about, is looking at Robinhood today and like the sort of like retail attention and excitement and FOMO there. And it's maybe approaching a point or already at a point where it's like kind of a little bit running away from its like near-term forward outlook potentially. So I understand where you're coming from on that perspective in regards to hype.
It's not an expensive token. I'm preparing for the moment that it is. Everyone has the same view, and that's interesting, either on the upside or the downside. What do you think, James, for shorting Hyperliquid?
I mean, I think for me the devil's in the details of like how you construct a trade. Like I'm always nervous about shorting anything in crypto, not really because you're going to get the direction right or wrong, but just like how much capital you actually need to tie up if you want to give yourself like a decent margin of safety to avoid getting liquidated. So on a token like this, to me, that's honestly almost more important. Like how would you think about putting together a short on it?
Scale up the little bar on Hyperliquid and press the red button.
No,
yeah,
I'm serious.
yeah,
No,
no,
like you could
yes,
you could be totally right on that direction, but like the construction of this stuff is so impossible. Just shorting
Right,
crypto for more than like 5 days is so hard.
yeah, and I don't think I don't feel like I actually want to short it, but I'm just getting spidey senses for when that moment comes. It's still a pretty cheap token and still I think taking market share. I think after this Bybit Kraken blow up where they can't get allocation, I think I think that they've really annoyed a lot of the degen folks, and that's gonna make people reconsider.
I mean, look,
Did you guys already cover this and like the like the Phantom integrations and all that kind of stuff? Like, I mean, I know you had a kind of a whole pod on it, but did you talk about it at all within the last 5 minutes with Connor?
we kind of did.
No.
Not. What's up? Talk about it, James.
Ask your thing. Shoot your shot right now, James.
No, I mean, I love it. Like I've been like a perpetual telling Bach to shut the hell up for the last like 6 months for Hyperliquid. But no, I think like the Phantom integration stuff is like it's amazing. It's just gonna keep compounding on itself, right? And like Brian and I were talking earlier about drift, and like that's what I think is the biggest moat that Hyperliquid has, and I don't know why anyone would not want to build on top of it for mobile UIs for perps. Like there's a couple things that I would want to change about Phantom. Like it's not as clean as you'd want it to be. But for someone who's like not a trader at all, it's very easy to jump on and just get leverage. Like they've done a really good job with the initial UI.
Wait, like 1 sec. Let me pull up some data on this.
Can you see how much money they're making from the Phantom front end already?
Yes, I think they were making 40K. They made 40K yesterday since launch. If that makes sense. So I don't know when they. I need to pull this up. Builder codes.
And I don't know. This is like just pure vibe space, but the execution feels very bad when I trade on it. This is not me making an allegation, but it just feels like I'm getting terrible fills, which is good for the protocol, but it just doesn't. It doesn't feel right.
What do you mean?
Like it's not like a super snappy like latency and like refresh. So I feel like when I'm actually trading versus the price that is being displayed is not the actual price versus Like you're not looking at like a continuous order book where you're seeing the price tick. You just like basically refresh and they give you a price, and then you click long, and it's like, all right, I was filled at 2% wide of that, which is fine. Like you are being filled at the prevailing price. You're not getting ripped off. My point is, you just like don't actually know what price you're getting before you hit long or short.
Yeah, I think they're probably running the like regular Coinbase Pro type of deal. You know what I mean? Or like the regular Kraken Pro type of thing.
And I did notice, I don't know if you guys noticed, like literally within the last like 15 minutes, they added up to 5x leverage on pump. I guess that's on Hyperliquid, right?
Yeah, yeah, they did. They added up to 5x. I think because now it exists on other exchanges. Is my voice fucked up? Yes. I think because they now have pump on other exchanges, they can get proper oracles. Well, I guess it has native oracles, so I don't know why they upped it. One sec, Ryan. I'm gonna do this I'm trying to find Here we go. There we go. People. Okay. Builder codes. This is the top 20. Is Phantom.
What is a builder code? Can you tell me what a builder code is?
So a builder code it's basically a referral code, and it allows applications to monetize their front ends while using the Hyperliquid backend. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically that. And
Paid for API.
Huh? Yes.
Like a paid for API.
Yes. So this is the builder code's top 20 right now. So you can see PvPs. PvPs made a lot of money.
Oh wow.
Axiom has made less money. Phantom is at 94K. I don't know when that's from. Let me check this out. Danny, when was the Phantom pod?
Friday.
Last Friday? So no, 4 days ago? 3 days ago?
I think it came out late Thursday. I don't remember, but yeah, it's within the last 5 days.
$94 divided by 5 times 365. If we analyze it, I will annualize it. That's 6.9 mil that they make per year, which is not a lot of money. But I assume they're betting on that going forward. So it's not a bad deal. Like essentially, you don't have to build any type of product apart from a front end. Like you don't have to deal with the back end at all. You don't have to deal with incentivizing liquidity. You don't have to deal with market makers. You can just like plug and play basically and make money.
It's a big deal if they can get some. I mean, this is really interesting if they could get like fintechs.
Yeah,
because fintechs want to offer crypto products. They probably want to first plug into something, and perps are super profitable.
Yeah, I mean, you can like offer whatever Phantom's offering James Kristoff, which is I assume is not like the top. And I don't think anybody expects the top experience from trading on a wallet, right, James? Like when you log on to use Phantom to trade perps, you're not expecting the greatest execution ever. You just want to like get in and out.
Yeah, no, totally. It's not for someone that wants to. You're not going to deploy a meaningful, like serious position on Phantom, I would think, right? But if you're out and you see something in the news and you want to put like some level of size on, I think that's like that for someone who's like in market seriously. I think that's the benefit.
Yeah, and it works out. You make a little bit of money. You just have to pay a front end dev to build a buy, sell. I assume a lot of like if I mean the like Max Fiege, who you argued with this morning, Ryan, in the Xerox Research chat, his like big argument is that, which I think makes a lot of sense, is that a lot of, like you said, fintechs, regional exchanges, etc., will plug into the Hyperliquid order book using either HIP-free or builder codes, and essentially just leverage the Hyperliquid order book and backend to offer users the liquidity that Hyperliquid has, as opposed to having to like build it out, pay market makers, etc. I think it's a pretty like, I know often we say like front end is the moat. I don't know. I think like also being back end across like a lot of venues is probably good. Is that a hot take?
So
Say
I
that
think
again?
it's.
Go ahead,
Sorry.
James.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I think it's another step towards the future of like, if you want unified liquidity and you don't want fragmentation for people that are trading, right? So like, I don't think anyone thinks that the end result of crypto 5 years from now is like all these fragmented little weird exchanges trading the same instruments fragmented, right? Like you're gonna have like, in my opinion, maybe it's wrong, maybe it's right, two huge colossal winners, right? And then that's gonna be it. Like you don't have this concept of dozens and dozens of exchanges. And maybe Hyperliquid can be that. Who knows?
We're gonna see. I'm betting that it will be. A lot of people are betting against me. I'm dying in the order books. Not for Hyperliquid, for Pump.
Can we talk about Pump? Because it's one of like the unironically things that I've actually not hated and have actually been like genuinely bullish on.
Tell us your story. I feel like you used to be a pump bear.
I used to be so like I think my view on crypto probably changed dramatically over the last like year and a half. Like I definitely, I mean, I still am. Like if you were to segment me, probably like closer to like the Bitcoin maxi camp, where I generally think everything is a bit of a scam, and not really sure why 90% of this stuff exists. Um, but Pump to me, and just like meme coin trading in general, is just so transparently open about what it is. And it's just like, yes, we're offering you a casino with bad odds and a high rake. Like we'll be totally transparent about it, and you can continue to trade on it if you want. And they make money, right? And like that's, if we're talking about like this whole revenue meta nonsense, they've been way ahead of the curve on this, right? So like I don't know, it's hard to hate a business like that.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this in chat, like I'm not a big valuation guy when it comes to crypto, to be completely honest, just like considering because my portfolio is mainly Bitcoin anyway. But like it's pretty hard to me when you look at like traditional venture valuations, like how you can look at a company with that much cash on its balance sheet and think the valuation is like 4 or 5 times cash, right? And obviously I'm not going to get into like token versus equity because whatever, who cares? It doesn't matter for this purpose. But if you slap on like a standard multiple of something that has that much cash on its balance sheet, like that thing's valued at like $50 billion.
Yeah, that's the really compelling part. The cash that it has post money is very interesting, and that it already had, assuming that it made over the past 12 or 15 months of operation or whatever. I haven't said a lot about it because the equity token split, but that's a pretty compelling part. Like who actually controls that cash? I think it's muddy, but yeah, it's. I feel like this ICO is a gift, frankly.
Yeah, I think you buy this now, and barring like a total collapse of crypto markets, right? Like 1 year from now, I don't see how this thing is not trading materially higher, assuming we're still in somewhat of an uptrend.
What if somebody was already long and they were losing money, and then also they were paying funding? Would you tell them to keep the position open, or would you give them different advice?
I would advise not taking a fundamental view on perpetual futures. Perpetual swaps probably not the best idea.
That's a fair point. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that.
Also,
So
like
you're
I don't know,
saying
I'm
screwed.
crazy. Yes, you're screwed. I might be crazy for thinking this, but like there has to be the revenue announcement and staking coming out in the next couple of days. I think maybe not financial advice. I'm just guessing. But if like imagine if Elon tweeted right now that the 25% rev shares is confirmed and it's coming within the next 2 days to the UI. like I don't know, this thing probably trades up 50% in a candle.
I wonder if they'll do something like rev share only for stakers.
Why would they allow stakers? What are they staking
Staking.
for?
No, just for rev share. Like you'll lock it up for like 6 months or whatever, and it's kind of this like, kind of scam tokenomics where you just stake
Man.
to remove cell supply.
That would be such an exit signal. Sorry, but it's true. Staking is it's a retail trap, especially with tokens.
Yeah, I think historically that's right, and it's sad that that's right because I do think it's pretty interesting. Like if you in traditional markets, if like you only receive the dividend if you agree to lock up your thing for a long amount of time, that's pretty compelling. But yeah, I just think you've seen so much abuse that like you can't do it.
Yeah, it's just impossible because in equity markets, you have the equity, you don't have the token. So I'd be way more inclined to lock up my Nvidia's shares for 5 years or whatever, for some bonus that they're going to offer me on top of that. But
Would you rather the team take 25% of the revenue, convert it to stables, and just airdrop it to you, or use it to buy back the token? I would rather have the cash.
wait, run it back. What did you say?
Would you so let's just say there's a revenue return. Would you rather have the revenue return take the form of stables directly to your wallet, like incremental to how many tokens you held during like a snapshot period, or would you rather have them just buy back the token on a predetermined timeline?
Well, I would prefer discretionary buyback because of the tax efficiency. No.
Yeah, that wasn't the angle I was going for, but yeah, I was thinking more in terms of like I don't necessarily would want a buyback within crypto. But yeah, that's a fair point.
I mean, I'd rather they like grow the business, but if I have to make them do it, then yeah, buy back the token, to be honest. Because I think the other factor there at play is potentially like the liquidity question mark. How much does $1 of buyback equate to in terms of like a return on the asset price versus them giving me $1 in my wallet that I then immediately pay tax on? It's tough though. I think we're working with so many assumptions, like how the market treats like doing a buyback at all versus not doing one. How just using the money and operating as if you're a business is like maybe not quite viable just yet, unless you want the token to suffer.
I'm on my cell phone right now. Can you tell me what funding is right now, Bach? I mean, I see people's messages streaming in. Is it like wildly negative right now?
No, it's 1,000% positive.
No way. Is it really?
Yeah, that's what I'm fucking cooked,
Really?
bro.
Wow.
It's fucking over. I gotta close and then buy spot. I think I'm not 1,000%.
I gotta close so the market can go up.
I'm
I'll
just very
sacrifice.
afraid
I'll
that
sacrifice for everyone else.
Yeah, it's fucking over.
You're welcome, chat.
I don't know why I perked this up.
Wow. So I actually did not realize this. I'm now looking at my phone. The funding quoted to me on Phantom is hourly, and it is not every 8 hours.
Do funding rates actually matter? I mean, I know that they matter from a dollar's perspective, but like, are people constructing trading strategies based on funding? Like, can you use them to time the market?
I don't know. I just don't want to pay 1,000%. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like the cost of doing business. So if it's very expensive to hold your view, you got to be really damn convicted.
Yeah.
I think it's too expensive for me, unfortunately.
All right, I got to run, fellas. This was fun. I'll be in the chat. Thanks for having me on, real quick.
James. How do we feel, folks? Getting Keep getting blown out live or what?
No, I think we're done, right?
Is this enough sadness? You're gonna close out your position, end the stream, and then the market's gonna wick straight up.
Yeah, if it gets closer to your liquidation price, Bach, let's get back on. but if not,
I sold my. Well, actually, did not.
Box out.
No, I'm switching.
Send the chart.
I sold my I sold my pause. I actually did not. Is such a fucking Bach move. That one day he sold it all. He's out. The next day it's up. Oh no, I never sold.
He's baiting the candle.
No, I bridged over to the spot.
He knows the MMs are in their bag right now, and he does not want to tempt them any further.
No, I bridged over to Sol, and I'm bidding there. No, I swapped over to Hyperliquid spot, and I'm bidding there. No, I'm actually gonna buy a BTC in this one. I did not close my market. I may have closed it.
He did not close it. He might be closed.
It just doesn't make any sense for me to hold. Oh my god, am I fully fucking filled now? Holy shit, guys. Hyperliquid's great. Are we done? I'm gonna go puke. Huh?
You're back in.
Yeah, I'm back in, but on the spot side. Guys, I'm gonna
All right.
I do think that this goes up in the long term.
Yep.
And I think James Christoph was right in that you should not have a fundamental position open as a perp. That makes no sense. Therefore, I've swapped over to spot. All right. Are we all happy? I'm not.
We can call it there.
All right, guys.
I expected some more activity on this, but a bit
Yeah.
of a quiet day, it seems. So we'll see how the rest of the week shakes out. And
I
I'm
think
sure
there
we'll
will
be talking about it.
Yep.
Goodbye. Have a nice day, guys.
Thanks for watching. Wow, he just left like that. That's crazy.
Well, I'm also gonna leave now. Goodbye, Danny.